This is Fred Beck from Fred Talks Fighting. Today, I'm very lucky to joined by, once again, Carl Greaves. So, what are we up to, Carl? What's going on with you?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you, Fred. Not bad, mate. How's you?
Yeah, all right. Been a bit. I don't know. You know what? I've done a few. I always go through these spells here where I do like 4 interviews in a week, and then I do like one in a week. It's really on and off. But yeah, been a bit not that busy though, because I haven't had much in college work, so it's been quite nice. But how are things at the gym?
Yeah, all good. I'm really busy. Doing a lot of PTs at the minute while there's no promoting. Obviously training the pros as well. So yeah, keeping myself busy, mate.
Small hall boxing is coming back quite soon. I think Black Fast Promotions, they got a couple of shows in. I think it's July. Yeah, I think it's July. You plan to get on any of those?
I don't know. I'll see if the phone rings. I've got a few away fights that probably go on them, but personally myself, promoting wise, I'm looking at September the 11th at the 3,000 seater Morningside Arena in Leicester. So I'm coming back big time, really. I really want to make a statement this year and put some big shows on if I can.
Yeah, sold out 3,000 seat arena. That'd be mad. That'd be really good. Tell you what's happening this weekend. We got two big boxing fights. We'll start with the Saunders Canelo fight. The press conference, I think it's today, Thursday at 6. Normally a fight, it doesn't really. I always go on Twitter now. I started going on Twitter. And normally a fight doesn't really trend unless like the weigh-in's happening or the fight's actually happening. But this fight's been trending all week on Twitter because all the ring issues and all the issues about the commotion, Eddie Hearn, Saunders Canelo. What are your thoughts on the fight, and who do you think comes out on top?
Yeah, I think it's a very intriguing fight. I mean, a lot of people are writing Billy Joe off, but I mean, he's got a lot of pedigree. He's a great fighter himself. Two-weight, two-time world champion. He's no mug. He's going to be in there. So let's just see. I mean, my personal thoughts are I think that Billy Joe will give Canelo problems early on with his movement, his footwork. Obviously, that's why I wanted a bigger ring because obviously that's going to be his game plan to try and make Canelo miss, use his footwork in and out, quite sharp. Obviously, we know Canelo's not the fastest on his feet. The one thing Canelo is very, very physically strong and powerful. So, yeah, I think Billy Joe will have success early on, but I just feel that Canelo will finally get to Billy and grind him down and possibly stop him late or a wide points victory.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
I hope I'm wrong.
That's quite interesting. You say that Billy will win the first 6 rounds. God, Andy Clark, who's a commentator for Sky Sports, and he thought exactly the same thing as you. He'll win the first 6 or 7 rounds, and then he might get stopped. I find that interesting about getting stopped because Billy's never really been hit that hard in his whole career. He's quite elusive and quite hard to hit. Do you really think he gets stopped?
Well, you look at his, I think it was his last fight. No, not his last fight, the one before that, when he won the super middleweight WBO title in Stevenage on the outdoor show there.
Yeah,
He
that's
got
three
hurt
fights ago.
badly in that fight. Yeah, he got hurt badly in that fight. Got shook to his boots. Although he won it convincingly on points, he did get hurt. It was a bad moment for him. So if someone like that's hurting him, then you've just got to say that Canelo is obviously a different level altogether to that opponent he boxed last time to win the world title. So we'll see. But listen, it's a great fight. This is why everyone's talking about it. You know what I mean? It's not a one-horse race. There's two good fighters in there, two elite fighters who I believe that will put on a great show, a great spectacle, and it'll be worthy of the all the publicity it's getting. Yeah, I mean, Billy Joe always causes controversy, whichever way you look at it. He's a character. He says it how it is. He speaks his mind. And obviously being a Brit and right behind him, I just think it's a very tough task. But like I say, open wrong. I mean, I'm hoping that Billy could get on his toes and boxing for the old 12 rounds, but I just can't see it myself. I mean, Canelo is very special. He's one of the fighters like Canelo come round once in a blue moon.
I mean, you say that about Billy trying to get under his skin. We saw yesterday the face of Thompson was Billy Joe Saunders' dad, and they were kind of having a go at him and trying to kind of roll him up. But a lot of people don't know this, but when Canelo fought Rocky Fielding in that fight week, he was negotiating with his brother. Canelo's brother got kidnapped and was negotiating the release. So I don't think you really can disrupt Canelo in a fight week. But if you had a fighter, one of your fighters were going to fight Canelo, what would your game plan be?
I mean, anyone that's going to beat Canelo is someone like Billy Joe, in my opinion. If you stand in front of Canelo, you're in for an hard night and you're going to get took out. Billy Joe's going to have the right tactics, I'm sure. I mean, he's a elite fighter. I mean, he's a former Olympian. He's unbeaten in 30 fights, is it? And he always finds a way. But this is another level, in my opinion. I mean, if anyone can beat Canelo, it's someone like Billy Joe. I mean, he saw how Mayweather did it. You know, stick and move. You know what I mean? Was on his toes, outboxed him. So he's definitely got it all there to win. I mean, Billy Joe's got the pedigree and the ability to win, but just can he? That's the question. Is he strong enough to keep someone like Canelo off for 12 rounds? I just can't see it myself. I do feel that Canelo will find a way and will get to me. It's hard to the body, Canelo. He's a solid puncher. And he is starting to cut the ring off a bit better now than he used to. But yeah, I mean, it's a very intriguing fight. It's a good fight. You can't write Billy Joe off, but it's a tough task. It's tough ask, in my opinion.
Do you think, one question I got, do you think the extra 2 feet, because there's going to be an amateur boxing ring that's 18 foot, the normal pro ring is 20 foot, this one's 22 foot. Do you think the extra 2 feet will actually help at all, or do you not really think it will?
I don't think so. I just think he wanted a bit of mind games to upset him a bit. Listen, he wants the biggest ring possible because we obviously know what his tactics is going to be. But I think an extra 2 foot's not going to make much difference. But listen, obviously, him wanting the bigger ring, we just know what tactics Billy's going to bring. And I think obviously now he's gave it away. He was never going to stand in front of Canelo anyway, let's be honest. So, yeah, I mean, he's obviously gave his tactics away, what he was going to do anyway. So, asking for a bigger ring.
I mean, we've seen recently, no one really wants to stand and bang with a Mexican. We saw the other day a very big upset between James Tennyson. He stood and banged with a Mexican, and he got dropped. Another big fight, which has gone quite under the radar, it's a 50-50 fight. What I've always started to do, I've always gone to the app, Bet365. I don't bet because I'm 16, you know. But it's a 50-50 fight between Smith and Corbanoff. It's quite a risky fight, I think, for Liam Smith, because no one really has heard of Corbanoff before. He's still unbeaten. And what are your thoughts on that fight? That's quite an interesting fight, you know. I think it's on Saturday.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fight. It's just what Liam Smith has got left. I mean, not been very active. This Korbanov's a strong fighter. You know what I mean? He's a typical Russian, very physically strong. You know what you're going to get. But Liam Smith likes to fight as well. I mean, he's a good body puncher. Liam loves that left up to the body. And it's a great fight. I think it's a proper 50-50 fight. Obviously, last night I was looking through some of my old tweets and I realised that Corbanoff had been over and sparred Josh Kelly in preparation for David, obviously, which didn't do Josh much good. But yeah, it's a great fight. I mean, Corbanoff's he's 17-0, another top level fighter. Liam Smith's a former world champion, good pedigree, great fighter himself. Like you say, it's gone under the radar, but that could be all out and out war, that fight, and I'm looking forward to it.
Be one of these fights which everyone kind of watches the highlights after and be like, damn, I missed out on that fight. Yeah, funny, I saw on Twitter as well this morning where you brought up the fact that he was sparring Josh Kelly for Avanesyan and Kelly. I've seen a lot of Conor Benn in a meeting with Eddie Hearn the other day. Is David Avanesyan vacating the EBU belt, the European belt?
Well, we're not at the moment. I mean, Conor's announcing that he's fighting for the European title. As far as we're aware, David's still European champion. So it's a bit premature, really, what he's announcing. There's a lot of negotiating to do yet. I mean, Neil Marsh, David's manager, is a very good manager. He'll do what's best for David. So we'll see what happens. I mean, I know that Matchroom have asked Neil to vacate the title, obviously get David to vacate the title. But I mean, there's a lot of things to be sorted out, really. I mean, I can't really go into much detail because it's not, you know what I mean? There's a lot of negotiating to do, but obviously we need a big fight for David now to make it worthwhile of vacating the European title. If they can't deliver a big fight, then is it worth vacating the European title? I don't know. Like I say, Matchroom and Neil Marsh are sorting it all out, and I'm sure it will get sorted soon.
That's quite interesting. I didn't know that Matching Boxing asked him to vacate the European title. I didn't know that, you know. But Noel's, if you know Neil Marsh, Noel's going to push Neil Marsh around. Listen, I'm no manager yet, but Conor Benn's numbers are really good on Sky. And Conor Benn's kind of a come forward style, and so is David. keep the European title and fight Conor Benn. That's a fight everyone will want to see.
That's what would be great. But obviously they've got no intention of wanting to fight David. Like I said to people before, in every single interview that Conor's had, or Eddie or anybody, I mean, straight after Conor's fight, David wasn't mentioned once. I mean, Eddie announced he'd like Conor to fight for the European title, but David wasn't mentioned. So straight away, you know that they're going to ask us to vacate by doing that. I mean, if it had said that they want Conor to fight for the European title, why not David Avanesyan next? Then we'd have understood it. But he just mentioned European title. I mean, I put on Twitter that David's not been mentioned once. Then you get everybody saying, well, he did mention that he wants Conor to fight for the European title. But I knew straight away what Eddie meant. And obviously that was before he even mentioned asking David to vacate the European title. So let's see. It's all interesting stuff. I mean, we need a big fight for David. We all know that. I mean, a world title final eliminator would be great. And then obviously go on for a world title fight. But sometimes these fights can't be delivered. I mean, it's very tough at the top level, negotiating and what have you. So, like I said, Neil Marsh is a very, very good manager. He's always done the best for David. I've always been very pleased with what Neil's come up with. And I'm sure that he'll make the right decision for David.
Yeah, Neil Marsh is a great manager. I'm sure that if the fight between Conor Benn and David did get made, there'll probably be, it could be on box office, be a co-main event or main event, you never know. I don't want to take too much of your time, but I talked to Ryan Charlton, it was a month ago now, and he's moving down to lightweight, and he was at welterweight before. What are your plans for Ryan Charlton?
Yeah, well, like I said, I mean, I'm only training Ryland. Dan Naylor's his manager, but we speak together as a team, and I honestly believe that he can do lightweight. I mean, he's trained this morning. After training, what did he do? A 146, so he's 10 stone 6. You know what I mean? He's not even really started cutting weight. He's less than a stone under the well under a stone lighter than stone over the lightweight division. So, in my opinion, that's going to be easy to make. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not got a lot of body fat on him, Ryland, but there's definitely room there to get him down to lightweight. And if he does get down to lightweight and does it comfortably and properly, he'll be an hell of a force at that weight because he can seriously hit that kid. I mean, I had him on the pads and I was surprised how hard he actually does punch.
When you're padding a hard hitter like Ryan Charlton, you just wear straps on your elbows.
No, I don't actually. I mean, I've been quite fortunate. Don't get me wrong, I've had a few niggles over the years, but I just think I'm conditioned to it now. I mean, I do get the odd, if I get the odd person that hits them wrong and that, it does affect me sometimes. But all in all, I don't do too bad, to be fair. But you do see a lot of these trainers strap up and all that. But I mean, I'm doing hundreds of rounds a day on the pads. I mean, if I probably will catch up with me eventually when I'm older, probably be riddled with arthritis. But listen, that's what I've got to just see what happens in the future.
Yeah, I mean, Ryan Charlton's got a very good come forward friendly style everyone likes. That's why he's so popular. Same with David Avanesyan. I remember Wilder's coach. Yeah, Wilder's coach is always in a hospital because of how hard they're hitting. I can tell you've had your haircut. I need to go get mine. So I was walking the dog today, and the barbers are shut down because they've run out of money or something. So I need to go find a new one. But I searched on Google or something. So thank you so much for the interview. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Top man, well done, Fred. Keep up the good work, mate.
Yeah, thanks for that, Cole.